This is a HeadGum podcast.
You will dream it.
Yo, they wanna know.
Hey. Come on. Hey. I want to be famous.
Welcome to Who Weekly, the podcast where you'll learn everything you need to know about the celebrities you don't. I'm Bobby Finger.
I'm Lindsay Weber.
And this is another episode of Who's There? Lindsay's back from Mexico. I never was in Mexico. I never been to Mexico when I lived in Texas for most of my life.
That's insane. I feel like that's
Never
like
went
what
to
you
Mexico.
people do. Don't you just drive to Mexico and like buy
never went to
some
Mexico.
illegal bullshit and then go drive back?
Never went to Mexico.
Wow, I guess you weren't a bad boy.
Never been to Canada either.
Wow, that's fucked up. Really?
I've literally never been to Canada. I've never been to Mexico.
Oh.
I've left the country many times. I've just never been to either of
Many
the ones that
times.
are adjacent to us.
Many
many
times.
times. I'm very well traveled. I'm so well traveled. I love to travel.
Yeah, I love Mexico City. It's beautiful and fun, and it's really calming to be in a place where no one speaks English, and you can kind of, because like I don't speak Spanish, so you just get lost in your own brain. Like it's like everyone is just talking, but you're not eavesdropping because you can't physically eavesdrop, and it's just like very soothing, and then it becomes very lonely, and then you're like, okay, I need to come back. So it was good.
It's nice. That's a good, it's good to leave right when you get to that point. The worst is being somewhere after you're like, I need to be home. And then you realize you have 5 days left of vacation.
Well, it's like as soon as you stop having diarrhea and you get lonely, you have to go. Like, do you know what I mean? Like as soon as your travel stomach stops, then you have to go because then it's like you've been there too long that your body's acclimated and you got to go because it stops feeling like vacation.
Or the opposite of diarrhea, where you're like not having bowel movements and you're like, I need to be back in my apartment. I need to be back in my bathroom because this is bad.
I mean, honestly, it's like, I'm glad we're talking about this. It's like travel stomach happens to the best of us. And like, you can go somewhere that has the best food in the whole world. And like, you're still like, my body is like, knows that it's not at home eating trash. Like it knows.
I know we don't normally do
Diarrhea talk. No, we don't.
No, we normally don't. But I feel like I read, so there was someone I was reading about earlier who had really great travel tips. This isn't in the doc. You didn't.
I'm going to say really bad diarrhea. Yeah.
But there was someone I was talking to who was like, if your stomach is all messed up when you're traveling, there are ways to make it better, which is like a high strain probiotic, for example, she says, or hydrating, like, quote, you're dying of thirst, she says. And so those tips come from one Meghan Markle, you know.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
Well, I could have used those, Megan, when I was in Mexico City dying of diarrhea. I wasn't dying of diarrhea. I was fine. But like...
Well, then you should have gone to the archive.org Wayback Machine of the TIG, because that's what the Daily Mail does.
I hate you for bringing up the TIG in our episode, because we actually do have a call. Somebody called in with their own Markless headline. I think you should just play it right now.
Long time. Hello, guys. I'm stoned, and I just read an Us Weekly article headline that said Paula Patton recalls Meghan Markle did calligraphy for her wedding in 2005. And I think that's so funny. I hope that you guys can talk about that. Bye. Good for Bella Thorne.
We're not talking about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
I just wanted to play that because your laugh is so genuine.
But I do want to say that Paula Patton dyed her hair blonde and now she looks like Katy Perry. She's wearing like big suits. Did you see her?
Did you see Leighton Meester dyed her hair blonde for a sponsored advertisement?
Oh my God, I did see that. But Paula Patton's blonde hair the resemblance to Katy Perry is uncanny at this point.
Really?
Like, it's very weird.
She looks like Katy Perry of all people. She looks like Katy Perry. Okay, well, but isn't it funny that Leighton Meester, who looked just like Minka Kelly, dyed her hair blonde, and now she looks like Leighton Meester but blonde?
Yes.
She doesn't look just like Katy Perry. Stop
She's
it.
morphing it. There are better photos. There's a photo of her in like a pink suit behind the scenes at like
Perry.
Good Morning America. There's like a Good Morning America. That's not the right photo, but she looks like Katy Perry. Trust me.
Okay, she doesn't look like Katy Perry. She doesn't look like Katy Perry. I don't think she looks like Katy Perry. Okay.
Hi, Lindsay and Bobby. This is Noelle in Florida, and this isn't a question. It's more of a comment/clarification. I'm reading your Vulture article, and I'm looking through the Who Thens of Juliana Hough, and I think an important thing that has been left out is that something that qualifies her as a Who still is that when she changes her hair, she's unrecognizable. And a real them can go through a drastic change, like a Katy Perry going blonde with a pixie cut, and you still know who they are. So that is my 2 cents. What is the last thing? Oh, something Bella Thorne. Good form, Bella Thorne. That's it. Sorry, I haven't had coffee yet. Bye.
I would like to just blame it on the print cycle, right? Because we
we wrote this a long time ago, and we forgot to update it with that. But you are so correct.
Yeah, I mean, we could have updated it, true, but we wrote the draft before she had red hair. So that's our explanation. But that absolutely is spot on. She's a completely different person.
Thank you for reading. I hope everyone got a chance to pick up a copy and read it, because I feel like the online version doesn't really do it justice.
No, it really, I mean, it's beautiful online, but it's more beautiful in print.
Yeah, and also, like, the map, you can, like, cut it out and, like, put it on the wall. Like, you can, like, paste it on the wall, like a vision board. I actually don't even have a copy myself, because I've been to 2 different places, including the airport, and they didn't have the newest issue of New York Magazine.
Yeah.
It takes forever to get into the store. And also, my mom said that my dad schlepped all the way to Barnes & Noble and couldn't get it. They didn't have the newest issue.
My mom didn't want to schlep, so she's been calling.
What?
She's been calling the Barnes & Noble to see if they have the Cynthia Nixon cover.
Stop it.
And she's not going to go over there until they have it.
Well, I feel bad that my dad didn't call, because he just went. He schlepped, my mom said. He schlepped all the way to Natick.
You assume they're going to have it. I don't know what Natick is. Wait, can you please tell the story about your mom running into a who on the street?
Oh, it's just a series of text messages. Do you want me to read them to you?
Yeah, read them.
Okay. Linz, I ran into Kevin. I just got this as a text. It's March 17th at 11:02 a.m. That might be Mexico time. I forget when she sent. Was that? Yeah. Yes, whatever. Linz, I ran into Kevin O'Leary Shark Tank this AM. My mom, just Kevin O'Leary Shark Tank. And I said, did you say hi? He's the bad one. She goes, so he was walking out of the podiatrist's office in front of the FedEx, and I was walking into FedEx. I never recognize people. I said, Kevin? And he was getting into this big, badass SUV, and he turned around. I walked over and made a fool of myself. I was so excited.
No, you missed. I'm reading the screen grab.
Smiley face.
You missed the smiley face. I walked over and made a fool of myself. Smiley face.
I was so excited. And I wrote, in Newton, that's funny. And then she wrote, yes, he lives in the back bay. Anyway, I ran into a them, right? And I was like, I don't know.
He's not a them.
And then that's the end of the story.
That's fun, right? That's
I know.
fun.
She told a good story. I just love that it was, anyway, I ran into a them. But, you know, she made it, I can't even imagine what my mom said to Kevin O'Leary. Like,
I really have to know. We need her to call in. Allison, call in. Also, divorce Lindsay's dad and marry Kevin, please.
Oh my God, no! I didn't know Kevin O'Leary lives in the Back Bay. Amazing.
I told Lindsay that she needs to have stepdad wonderful.
Oh, disgusting! Although stepdad to be wonderful. Fair, my mom.
I would also love
your dad. Kevin O'Leary.
Your dad feuding with Kevin O'Leary would be so much fun.
I know. My dad would be like, he thinks he's an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur.
Well, they feud. What's fun is that they could feud, and then your mom could divorce Kevin O'Leary and then get back with your dad. And
the funny thing about
like
my dad
story
is that he would be like, he can have her. like, see you later, Allie. Just joking. Just joking, Mom. I'm sorry. That's not a nice joke. I'm going to get a call.
You're going to get a call. You're going to get mini calls about
that. God. Okay. From my entire family.
Speaking of mini calls, here we go.
Hey, Lindsay and Bobby. This is Jay from London. Long time. I was just listening to this week's episode about the royal families from around the world being famous in the Spanish-speaking world, and there's a huge scandal rocking the Spanish royal family right now. I just spent the weekend in Madrid with my gay boys, and they were telling me about how the Queen Mother, whose name is Reina Sofia, and the current Queen, who's Queen Letizia, basically they hate each other, and it's kind of like the worst-kept secret of Spain, and it all came to light a few weeks ago when they were caught coming out of Mass, and the Queen Mother tried to take a picture with her grandchildren, and the current Queen jumped in front of the camera and like started to pull them away, and they kind of have this like tug of war over the grandchild, and it's all caught on camera. And I was asking my gay boys about it, and they said that it's because the current Queen is vegan and only feeds them healthy food, and the Queen Mother, grandmother, gives them candies and like sweets, and that's what caused the rift. So anyway, have a look at the video. It is fantastic. Good form, Bella Thorne.
So I did watch the video because I didn't talk about this on the podcast, but I deciphered the fight in the Hola magazine. Again, I got pretty bored at the end of my trip. I was deciphering the Hola magazine, and the video, Bobby, the video is so good.
No, I just pulled it up.
Did you? The look that the jeans wearing queen gives this young woman.
La reina Sofía lo ve y coge del hombro a sus dos nietas. En ese momento aparece la reina Leticia y se interpone entre las tres y el fotógrafo. Se acerca.
Do you see
Oh my God!
I know, it's nasty.
Also, she's not even in jeans. She's in pants. But I guess maybe that is, progressive and new.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh my God.
I know. Do you see that look? I'm glad we got the full story spelled up. But it was really hard to understand. But then I realized that there was this video, and I went to find the video, and the video is ooh.
It's not even passive aggressive. It's just aggressive.
Yeah.
It's just aggressive.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at it. And it's at Easter Mass? Okay, maybe I do understand the controversy over her wearing pants to Easter Mass. I didn't realize it was at Easter Mass.
All of a sudden, you become the most uptight old lady. You're like, oh, jeans at Easter Mass.
Oh my God. Queen Letizia really needs to not wear pants to Easter Mass.
I mean, but this isn't about the pants. They have a terrible relationship, clearly. Oh my God, imagine if Meghan and Kate had a moment like this. We'd all die.
Oh yeah, the world would explode. But that's really good. That's really good gossip. Also, I love the casual use of my gay boys. Great. Thank you for influencing gay culture, Katz McPhee, but not in the way you intended. Speaking of, how many times did I say that when I was with my gay boys on Friday night?
I don't even want to know.
Countless times.
I don't even want to know. I feel bad for them, honestly.
And then one of my gay boys wasn't familiar with the My Gay Boys
saying
video.
one of my gay boys.
And so we had to watch it. Anyway, next call.
Hi, Lindsay and Bobby. Lesbian here. And Bobby is correct. We do love Veronica Mars. Good form, Bella Thorne.
Hi, my gay boys. Lesbians are the only people that have watched and will ever watch Veronica Mars. ScarJo, YummyPop.
Those are two great calls.
I got a lot of Instagram DMs and Twitter DMs and just Twitter replies from lesbians who were like, lesbian here. You're right about Veronica Mars. We love it. Countless variants.
Never has
of
anything
that.
you said on a podcast been so everyone had to respond and tell you it's true.
Yeah, I was sending a lot to Lindsay for a while, and then there were too many to count. So
I know.
just had to
I was
stop
like,
sending
I
them.
get it. You obviously hit a thing. You found out. But to be fair, no one watched Veronica Mars, so that does make sense. It was just lesbians.
Next call, an actual question. Oh my God,
this one
we
is
got
dangerous.
7,000. We could have picked any call about this because 1,000 people called in about this.
Hi, Hoult Weekly. First time, long time. I came across a video of somebody named Lil Tay, who's 9 years old and apparently a rapper. The video's just her smoking what I think is a baby carrot, like it's a blunt, and then screaming about what a cool kitchen she has and how much money she's got. And I did a deeper dive and saw a lot of videos where she called me broke, but then apparently she recently got into a physical fight with Cash Me Outside Girl and someone else who is also not in my radar, Woah Vicky. And I just want to know, who's Lil Tay? And what's going on? Good form, Bella Thorne. Bye.
So this goes back a while. So I guess we start with who is Danielle Bregoli, who is Bhad Bhabie.
So Bhad Bhabie is the rap name, the new name of Danielle Bregoli, a.k.a. Cash Me Outside Girl, who you might remember from that fateful Dr. Phil episode in which she said, Cash Me Outside, how about that? Okay.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Catch you outside?
White J.
What does that mean?
White Porsche. White wrist. What I just said.
Right, she was fighting with her mom. It was a lot of drama. It was very dark. It became a meme. And actually
Instantly.
A meme that lasted way longer than it should have, considering how memes don't really last now very long, right? So she
And now
truly,
Bhad Bhabie
Yeah.
Bhad Bhabie has a music contract, and she's like gonna release an album soon, and people actually like her music.
Well, she had her
weird.
first show, and she did okay. I had a friend who was there, and she said she was great. The interesting thing about Bhad Bhabie is that her music isn't terrible, right? And I don't, I'm gonna get a lot of shit for doing this, but you can compare her a little bit to Cardi B. Here's why. Please don't yell at me. Cardi B also came from like a non-rapper background. She was like a personality, right? She like did stuff on Instagram. She was on the TV show, whatever. She's mostly personality. Someone came in and said, hey, you should like do something. Maybe you should have a music career. They basically like taught her how to rap, and they wrote songs like basically for her, which she has admitted. Bhad Bhabie, kind of the same thing, right? A little different, a lot younger, blah, blah, blah. But Bhad Bhabie did get rap training. Bhad Bhabie did get songs written for her, blah, blah, blah. So like, it's a little bit similar, don't you think?
Yeah. I think, the ages are what make it mostly different.
Bhad Bhabie is 15 years old. So, right. So people are still kind of like uncomfortable with Bhad Bhabie's sexuality and stuff like that, which I am.
Understandably.
Yeah, I am also very uncomfortable. But so she's having her first tour. She had her first show. She's coming out with an album, blah, blah, blah. The point is that she's feuding, which is like a true deep K-hole, with another like young personality on Instagram named Woah Vicky, who
goes by Icky Vicky as well.
Thank you, Bobby.
Terrible.
Her real name is something else. It doesn't matter. She's 18 though, so interesting to know. This woman is legal.
Oh.
Bhad Bhabie is not
Her real
legal.
name is allegedly Victoria Waldrip.
Allegedly.
Victoria Waldrip.
What's interesting about Woah Vicky is that her kind of, if you watch her Instagram videos, she holds guns, she says slang, she speaks on a quote-unquote black accent. It's like extremely problematic. I know that Bhad Bhabie also does that, but there's something a little bit darker to her life that kind of implies that she might be more spring breakers and that kind of.
Woah Vicky also claimed that she was black for a while because of an ancestry thing.
And she's not.
And then she had to admit that she was not actually black. So people were comparing Woah Vicky to Rachel Dolezal, and those sorts of comparisons weren't really happening and haven't been happening to Bhad Bhabie.
Right, like she calls herself the Zone 6 Queen, which apparently is an area in Atlanta, but her father, as found out by this site, or BTnom. I don't know, there's a lot of like sites like calling her out.
There are lots of sites I'd never been to until I started looking up these people.
Apparently her dad owns a realty company and is wealthy and blah, blah, blah. They found all these things. Either way, she's not black, and if you scroll through her Instagram, it's a very weird experience. I'll say that. Like, who is she, at this point?
She's one of those Instagram people who is constantly bragging about everything they own and all the money they have, but you never know where the money came from. She would like to like be acting like a rapper or something who's doing that, but it's like when a rapper does that, it's like, oh, they have a job, they're rapping. It's like she's not rapping. She's not rapping in a way that would feasibly make her this money. So now people are saying, well, the money comes from her dad because her dad is rich. But also, who knows? Also, why are you holding up AK-47s? You're like from the suburbs in Georgia.
Right. That's like the main problem. And do you know what's really funny though? Do you know how she does make some money, which cracks me up? If you go to her Instagram stories, she's like, do this survey, and get an iPhone X. Like, she's doing the most spam. And we've seen some pretty spammy SpawnCon. Sugar Bears is pretty spammy, but it's not actual spam. This girl is doing Spawn for actual spam, the lowest of the low, go to do my survey or whatever.
And we know based on Bella Thorne that that's how you can make a very, very good living.
Oh, well, and Bella Thorne, let's say, is at the top of that food chain, and this girl is at the bottom of that food chain, right?
I hate this. So now we've explained Woah Vicky, sort of. Oh, God. But also Woah Vicky, oh, God, it makes me sick. So one of the things you'll notice whenever you start looking into Woah Vicky, Bhad Bhabie, and the Lil Tay, is that they all which we haven't even got to. Let's not even, I don't even want to talk about Lil Tay, but we have to.
Yeah.
When you get into this YouTube culture, you get into the culture of an endless cycle of reaction videos. So it's just one person does this, then the other person reacts to the video of that person doing this, and then it just repeats itself like this infinite loop of reaction videos. And so it's understandably really hard to get to the source of what the original beef was, because every video, this cycle just never really ends.
The most recent beef, quote unquote beef, fight, whatever, was on video. Apparently Woah Vicky, Lil Tay ran up, confronted Bhad Bhabie, who has a huge bodyguard. So, like, it's kind of an irrelevant thing. Like, Bhad Bhabie's best friend is her huge-ass bodyguard. She ran up on Bhad Bhabie at, like, a mall, not at Coachella, like, at a random mall in L.A., and I think it was near the ArcLight. I, like, kind of recognized where they were and, like, started yelling at her.
They originally wanted to fight at the Grove, and then apparently Bhad Bhabie didn't show up to the Grove.
Wait, fighting at the Grove would be fucking amazing.
Yeah, and so that video that you have there with her, like, weird pseudo-manager guy, Harry Sang.
Yeah.
Is it Harry or Henry?
Who cares?
Harry Sang. That's them. That's her being like, this bitch didn't meet me at the Grove when she said she would meet me at the Grove to fight. So now I'm mad at her.
So today we are making this video to talk about the situation with the Danielle Broccoli chick. And basically what happened was our friend hit me up and was like, hey, I'm at the mall with the Danielle Broccoli chick. She want to see you. And she want to collab and hang out, and she want to squash the beef. Do you want to come? So me and all my friends was like, yeah, we'll come. Just so we had no intentions of fighting.
Because they wanted to fight at the Grove. I totally understand that. I always want to, like, fight at the Grove. Like, I don't want to go somewhere else. There's no good parking there. The Grove has great parking. I want to fight at the Grove.
So they ultimately fought somewhere else. And meanwhile, when they fight, okay, so the fight is also over. Oh my God, explaining this is truly
the fight
insane.
is like, we talked on social media and she said, come get me. And then they flew from Atlanta to, like, come fight with her. But also, I think that they knew Bhad Bhabie was getting a little bit of press. It was her first show. There was going to be cameras there. There's going to be people talking. So they picked the time.
Yeah. But also, it goes back to a fight based on reaction videos. So the fight was based on Danielle's reaction to Vicky's video about, what's his name, Rice Gum or something. So they were all reacting to these videos that went up. And so this other guy, Rice Gum, we can't even get into him, but he's
like a YouTube personality.
He's an actual YouTube personality who has, like, over 1 million subscribers. God, what am I saying? So they show up to this mall. They start fighting.
You trying to fight? Come on, touch me. I want you to hit me. Hit me, bitch. Hit me. Come on. If you hit me, I'll hit me. I'm right here. You coming at me, so you hit me. You're so about it. Hit me. You're so about it. You're so big and bad.
And you're like, okay, whatever. The bodyguard breaks it up. But then, meanwhile, you look in the background, and there's this 9-year-old girl there. This 9-year-old girl who herself is a YouTuber, and her name is Lil Tay. If you thought that Woah Vicky didn't make sense and you thought that Bhad Bhabie didn't make sense, Lil Tay makes less sense. There's no reason for Lil Tay to be as famous as she is. And as the best tweet I've seen so far that was linking to my coworker's excellent explainer on this, Hazel's explainer on this, did you see Doreen's tweet, Doreen St. Felix's tweet that was just linking to Hazel's piece? All she added was, I'm calling CPS.
It's Lil Tay. Let me tell y'all something. This shit costs more to your rent. My toilet costs more to your rent. Everything in my bathroom costs more to your rent.
Which is the best reaction to this whole thing. You're like, where are these people? Where are these parents? Because the only one who's an adult here is Woah Vicky, and she's only an adult.
Well, what's funny is that when they were fighting, and I'll put the audio here because it truly did make me laugh. Woah Vicky was like, I'm 18. If I hit you, I'm going to jail. So you have to hit me first. She kept saying, like, now that I'm legal, like, I can go to jail and it'd be more serious than if, like, you hit me and then, like, I fought back. Like, it was such, like, a weird, specific, practical fight in a weird way. I mean, Bhad Bhabie ended up kind of, like, taking a swing and then, like, the bodyguards pulled them apart. Like, nothing happened. It wasn't a real thing. Yeah.
But anyway, so people, I think, are as fascinated as they are by this because they don't understand. It's people who have no sense of YouTube culture understanding the fact that YouTube culture is a really dark, bleak, inexplicable place. And I think had this little girl not been there, it wouldn't have gotten as much attention as it has because Lil Tay is the darkest, as I keep saying, the darkest element of this entire puzzle.
It's dark. It's dark because she's 9.
It's dark because she's 9. She's being fed lines. She's being fed these, like, it's a little girl saying, like, really just, like, terrible things about other girls and women at this point.
Yeah.
But she's also, like, throwing around cash and, like, in a car and saying that she drives even though she's only 9, and you're like, this is a joke, right? Like, is this a joke? Wait, where are your parents? Is the joke where are your parents? Because I can't tell if I'm supposed to be laughing or actually concerned about your parents. No one knows who she is. There was a rumor that she was the sister of Miranda Cosgrove. That is not the case. That is not the case.
Like, she made a joke. There's a lot of jokes about Miranda Cosgrove. Do you notice that, like, by young people today? Because I think they're all kind of, like, obsessed with her as, like, a meme character. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yes, right. Moving on, she also, this Rice Gum guy tried to start another feud with her because he said that his sister was being bullied by Lil Tay, which is one of the wildest videos. And so Lil Tay responded to that video.
How many videos did you watch for this?
I watched at least an hour of them.
Yeah, jeez.
And I mean, I'm at
it's
a loss
fine.
at this
It's fine.
point.
It's
What do we say?
You don't say anything. It's like, okay, if it's like Bhad Bhabie, a thing. If you want to like engage with that, she has like songs you could listen
Bhad
to.
Bhabie
them.
has a job. Number one, Bhad Bhabie has a job.
But if you merely just want to like see some fucked up stuff on Instagram, like Woah Vicky, like check that feed out. Like it's weird, okay, right? And then like Lil Tay is kind of the one that everyone keeps bringing up because it's like she's 9, but like there's really nothing to say except like this is her friend group, I guess. Like these are her friends, so she obviously imitates them like a 9-year-old would. And now we have like this insane.
But then people also say that she's friends with Chief Keef, but why and how? And is that based on just one photo?
It's also just like youth culture. Everyone's like trying to find who the next like cool young person is, and like, you know, it could be these people. It's not, but like I don't know.
This probably isn't true all the time, but I would venture to say that this sort of like things will get this dark if you look up any Instagram or YouTube famous person really quickly. It's not isolated to these 3 girls at all. The moment you get into any sort of YouTube feud, you will get something like this. This wasn't just like, this is not an exception. This is the rule. This is what it is there. And it really does make you feel completely out of touch when you go to a YouTube video explaining one of these things or reacting to one of these things that has like 6 million views. Because you wonder, how do I know nothing about this? But it's an entire, like, kind of an insular little community that is bleak.
It's bleak. It's bleak. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. What's kind of interesting about this is is Bhad Bhabie. So like, if you want to like, you know, you can just read about her and decide for yourself.
And then also, Bhad Bhabie was mad at Lil Vicky because Lil Vicky used the N-word in a tweet and uses the N-word a lot. And so Bhad Bhabie is like, you're racist. How dare you? You're racist. But the racist part wasn't even the actual reason for it. It was just one of the things that exacerbated the whole thing.
Sure, but like the reason why like Bhad Bhabie was like, I don't like Woah Vicky was because Woah Vicky had racist. Called one of her friends the N-word and was just like, this is, you're racist and inappropriate. And like apparently and so whatever, they have beef. But it was funny because like if Bhad Bhabie wants to work her way up in the world, she should feud with people who are more famous than her, not less famous. So that's that's it.
Yeah, well, you can't forget that Bhad Bhabie is 16 or 15.
Bhad Bhabie is nominated for a Billboard award. Did you notice that against Nikki and Cardi? Start beef with one of them. Like, come on, work your way up the ladder. Like, get in a fight with like Iggy Azalea. Someone suggested that to me. She should get a fight with Iggy.
Honestly, that's a lower rung on the totem pole than Woah Vicky.
That's true.
Let's move on to the next call. Did we even explain everything? It's just
I think so.
Weird.
I actually do think so. Everything is still kind of unfolding because as soon as something gets attention, then more stuff happens, right? So Bhad Bhabie's been around for a while, but Woah Vicky thing just happened because of the fight, and now it's all getting attention and whatever. It's a dark,
we didn't even
dark
get into
journey.
this guy Harry Sang, who has this very weird affiliation with Woah Vicky. He seems like a weird like YouTube manager who's more of just a con artist, but I don't want to slander anyone.
Yeah, like anyone. Don't go to his website, don't go to his resume. Then you'll find out if he worked for Marco Rubio. There's so many dark holes you can go.
Just stay away.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
Hey, Lindsay and Bobby, it's Oren again. I called up a few minutes ago about John Cena and Nikki Bella breaking up, but I was a little distraught and sort of unable to communicate. So I'm going to try this again. So John Cena and Nikki Bella have broken up, according to Us Weekly, in an exclusive story. And so let me provide some information. Nikki Bella is one of the Bella twins. They are WWE wrestlers, and they have 2 reality shows. They have Total Divas and Total Bellas, which is a spinoff of Total Divas that she is on with her sister, Brie Bella, who is married to another wrestler named Daniel Bryan. Anyway, so Nikki and John Cena, we know who he is. I don't have to explain him. Nikki and John have been together for like 6 years, I think. And last year at WrestleMania, John very publicly proposed to Nikki at WrestleMania. And it was like, obviously it's staged and like not real, and like everyone knew in advance that that was probably going to happen, but still it was a thing. So now they're broken up. And it is a little devastating. I don't know what to think. So I hope I've caught you guys up to speed. I'm shaken. I wish you guys the best of luck. Bye.
Thank you, Warren. Love you on Twitter. My fave. One of my faves. I know you're really into wrestling. A lot of people who are really into wrestling were devastated by this breakup. These two.
A lot of people are really into wrestling just generally.
Well, it's fun. I mean, remember when we were in middle school, people were into wrestling too? It's like,
yeah, I just didn't realize that when there's a WrestleMania happening, you notice on Twitter
right.
that a lot of your friends are into wrestling and they kind of are closeted. But I guess wrestling events just aren't all the time. So
well, it's like saying, okay, I'm not really into the football, but I watch the Super Bowl because it's like an event and people care. But maybe kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care about soccer, but I'm going to watch some of the World Cup because like everyone's watching and blah, blah, blah. So John Cena and Nikki Bella, you've probably heard of John Cena because he's like literally the star in like Cock Blockers, that movie that's out this week that everyone's into.
It's just Blockers, by the way. It's just Blockers.
It is Cock Blockers. It's like a picture of a rooster and then Blockers.
Yeah, but it's called Blockers,
I understand. So he's a star of that. He's kind of like The Rock. He's like taking the same route, like from wrestling personality to star. He is funny. He hosted SNL.
He's funny.
He had a moment. He's like got a good personality, which I think is from being a wrestler, which is essentially like an improv actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're an actor.
So he's kind of a big thing. Nikki Bella is also a big thing. She has her own reality show, I believe. It's called like
she's a wrestler.
The Bella Girls Dolls, the Bella Dolls. I don't know.
Total Bellas.
She is on. Yeah, she's also a wrestler. They're like the royal family of wrestling. So they were a big deal. They got together. He proposed. It was very sweet. I think there was this whole thing about how he hadn't like they were together for a long time and he never proposed, and like it was really drawn out, right? Mm-hmm. If I remember from reading it on Us Weekly. And he finally proposed, and their wedding was scheduled for early May. And
now it's canceled.
Yeah, and then it got canceled, and everyone was kind of like, oh no, like love is dead. And it's like, well, a lot of things could be happening. Who knows? Maybe he got really famous really fast, and it was like too much, blah, blah, blah. But there's this People article, an exclusive, quote unquote, according to People. I mean, everything's an exclusive to them. But headline is, John Cena was, quote, just protecting himself with 75-page contract he made Nikki Bella sign, source.
Yeah.
So then you have this like thing comes out where not a prenup, a contract, a cohabitation contract in 2013.
And this is and I just to be clear, this is not people speculating. These are like interviews with Nikki and John, and they're very candidly explaining what this contract was like and how she felt when she signed it.
I will say, when People's sources, they usually know what they're talking. Like when they have like sources like this, they usually kind of know what's happening. So apparently in 2013, he made her sign this agreement, not a prenup, just this weird thing. And I guess he was like worried about his money and blah, blah, blah. She would have to vacate his home with her things as soon as possible if they split. And it was a big element on the reality show that she was on. So apparently everyone knows this already because it was on the reality show.
So John basically handed me a paper that I have to sign. And it's basically about living in his home. In the beginning it goes, although I do not wish to be formal, I do not want there to be any misunderstanding regarding your presence at the home as my guest. I don't know where this is coming from. Is that all I'm ever going to be in your heart as a guest? Am I ever going to have that permanent spot in the rest of your life? In the event that I ask you to vacate the home, you agree to immediately vacate the home and remove any and all items you may have brought into the home as soon as possible.
He didn't really want to do a reality show because I think he kind of saw his life going in a different direction, right? Like away from reality TV.
He saw himself going to like the A-list, yeah.
Right.
The Rock route.
Yeah. You know, and on the show, her sister kind of says, I guess it's about how they're twins. That's why they're whatever.
Bria Bella.
Yeah. People do really like the show. So, her sister kind of questioning the contract. It is weird to get a contract like that. But he was kind of like, my brother has medical issues, and I just want to be a good caretaker. I just want to protect my money and my assets, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I need to support a lot of people. Like kind of whatever. But that's what a prenup is. And before you're married, you don't need to protect yourself in this way, gotta say.
Right.
And so when they broke off, this kind of came up again, and it's kind of sad. That's it.
It's kind of sad just because their relationship was part of their show. They're part of their brand.
Yeah. I mean, I think being on a reality show is not good for anyone's relationship, basically. Like, as a literal rule, like, I can't think of a couple that had a good relationship from being on a reality show.
It's
like,
why
even Heidi and Spencer.
I mean, and we talked about this. It's why the spouses didn't want to be on the New Jersey Shore. They were like, leave me out of this. Like, no.
Well, they're smart. They're so smart.
They're smart.
Think about it, you know? Although every episode is so good now because they're not on it because all they do is cry and call home and stuff. Next call.
Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Bobby. First-time caller, OG listener. This is Rachel. I'm one of your Paris correspondents. And I was calling with some inside information on ScarJo YummyPop, which is not at all popular with French people, and also their popcorn is really stale. But apparently, according to the broker who handles the real estate for that block, YummyPop is closing. That is all.
The scoop. A Who Weekly scoop.
A scoop.
Scoop Weekly.
A scoop. A scoop. Anyways.
It's closing.
That's depressing. I guess no one in Paris likes popcorn.
It's because it's stale. They don't like stale popcorn.
That's true. That's true. Sorry, ScarJo.
I guess if you live in Paris, go there soon before it closes. Or don't.
I mean, apparently it's stale. Why would you go there?
Or don't. Next call.
Hi, I just left a message about Nicholas Hoult's baby mama, and I just wanted to follow up with a quote from the Truly Wild People Babies article about the baby, where he's quoted saying he doesn't draw lines at where his girlfriend can store her things in his bedroom because he's not possessive over things like that. How is this like a thing that he needs to brag about? It makes me really worried about this baby. That's all.
Bobby, did you do a deep dive on this woman?
Well, I didn't do a deep dive. I did a very shallow dive. I just waded in the
Instagram waters.
Coastal waters, yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and be just assume that everything is shady. Like, I'm going to assume that that's a dig at her ex-boyfriend, probably, or a dig at one of his ex-girlfriends.
Well, the number one ex-girlfriend, the only ex-girlfriend that we know. The only
ex-girlfriend is Jennifer Lawrence, and Bryana Holly's exes include some guy from 5 Seconds of Summer whose name I already forgot, and also Leonardo DiCaprio. So,
which is like saying, she went to the mall once or something.
Yeah, that she went to the Grove.
She's been to Target. Yeah.
So she's a lingerie model. She's posed in Playboy. And she just gave birth to her first child. The father is Nicholas Hoult. They're still dating. Nicholas Hoult, for those of you who don't remember, is About a Boy from About a Boy. He's the boy that it's about. He's the one who famously had the glow up, where he was like, oh, wow, About a Boy's a hunk.
Yeah.
He's a hunk now. Look
at
him.
He's a hunk. He's a Skins them. If you watch Skins, you're like, isn't that what she called him? A few people called him this.
And then he was in A Single Man and sort of transitioned into adulthood. He was a X-Men person. We keep talking about X-Men people.
I gotta say, this quote about not letting him have his girlfriend's things at his house, I feel like they specifically asked that question, and that's why he answered that. And it's weird that it's getting pulled out to be put into this article. I don't even know if it's passive aggressive. I think it's just out of context. Do you know what I mean? It just seems so weird. It's like, oh, you're having a baby together. Congratulations. Do you let your girlfriends have your stuff at your house? It just feels
I
out
just
of
assume
context.
that they're you wouldn't maybe you would ask that randomly. Maybe you're asking that because you heard that their ex was a little more possessive. Who knows? Also, maybe he was just aggressively trying to seem woke and good.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Whatever it was just like...
Whatever it is, it's boring and they're boring. My favorite thing about this is that a lot of people were reporting on this by saying it was a secret baby. Oh, she gave birth to their secret baby. They had a secret baby. But it wasn't a secret baby. No one cared.
No one cared. The reason why they say secret... Well, the reason why they say it was secret was because her Instagram had only photos of her sexy. But it's like, you could post photos from any time. Don't you know about Instagram?
They weren't trying to hide anything. It's just they're not famous enough for people to care if they see Nicholas Hoult out and about with some pregnant woman. They're just like, oh.
They only cared when she actually had the baby. They were like, oh, it's his baby and also Jennifer Lawrence's ex-boyfriend, which is all that people care about.
Yes.
Because Jennifer Lawrence is single, so whatever. I don't know. It's it all goes back to Jennifer Lawrence, the ultimate A-lister in this situation.
Yeah, and someone is going to ask her... guarantee oh, do you have anything to say to your ex Nicholas now that he has a baby? And she'll be like, oh, I wish him well. That's it. That's all you're gonna get out of it. Oh, her 5 Seconds of Summer boyfriend's name is Ashton Irwin. Who cares? Next call. Next call. About a Boy, About a Baby.
Okay, hi Lindsay and Bobby. This is Sarah calling you back from earlier. I was just wondering if you guys saw that thing that Adam Pally did at the Shorty Awards. It was really weird. He was just really depressed because it was a weird award show that was giving awards to brands. But you don't have to play this call because it's really bad, but I just thought you should take a look. And also, is Adam Pally a who or a them? I don't really know. But good sport on the floor and thought.
Lindsay, do you have more to say about this? Because I really don't have much to say with it. I thought it was funny. Adam Pally is...
I was like, people's response to it was so defensive over the oh my God, I'm sorry. Over the...
He's being so disrespectful
over the Shorties.
to
It's like,
Webby,
it's like they invited him. He knew what he was getting into. He shut up. But like, he actually... It's funny because he's like, part of it, I'll play a little bit. He's like, guys, I'm killing. And he is killing. Like,
It's really funny.
It's self-deprecating and it's kind of mean, but it's funny.
I guess I'll start with... What is going on? Who is that? Where are we? Why are people getting awards? Am I gonna get an award? What qualifies you to get an award? And isn't this the Webbies? I think a career highlight will be when I'm done. This award honors those brands that have the best year-long presence on Instagram. So I'll be giving an award to a brand. Considering how many brands are putting all of their resources into Instagram, it's wildly impressive. Is it?
And he's doing a good job. And like, I'm not a huge fan of his, so like, this is not because I'm like Team Adam Pally, but it's like, if you watch the full thing, you're like, this is a good set. Like, I
think it's funny. And I feel like they must have known. I think it's a sort of thing that, like, they knew he was going to do something sort of controversial, but that's what they need. Like, the Shorties aren't relevant. So now suddenly they're relevant again because Adam Pally did, like, a funny set during them. Right?
Yes.
Like,
no one gives
he wasn't being a drunk
shit
asshole.
about the
He was-
Shorties. The
he was
Shorties
doing
were
comedy.
The Shorties were invented for like short form like Twitter content award. It's all
Everyone
sponsored
should
content.
be making fun of the Shorties. Everyone should be all of the time.
If you think that it was a coincidence that he was presenting a sponsored content award, which he was, like, you're crazy. They did that on purpose. That's the joke. It's a bad award. And like, he gave it justice. And I laughed a lot. And like, I just don't understand what the big deal is. Anyway.
It's funny. It was funny. He's a comedian. He's an actor.
He was on that show
Happy
that everyone
Endings.
loves. Yeah, Happy Endings. He's so funny on that.
And Mindy Project, which I don't watch. But
he's funny.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's him. He's
It's funny.
a funny guy.
Okay, next call.
Also, I'd like to just tell the everyone that produces this show, I'm up here killing, and if you want me to host next year, hard pass. Here are the finalists for Best Overall Instagram.
Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Bobby. Do I need to know anything else about Hennessey other than the fact that she is Cardi B's sister? Thanks. Good for him, Bella Thornton.
Who is Hennessey Carolina?
Have we never been talking about her?
I don't know. She's kind of fun.
Hennessey Carolina is
great name.
Cardi B's sister. She's like Instagram icon, like queer royalty. Isn't she gay?
Yeah,
Bi?
she's a lesbian, and
she
has a girlfriend,
right?
And they're very cute, and like they're
so it's
very
like,
out, and it's like nice.
They're like cute together.
They met on Instagram. Did you say that?
Yeah. I didn't know they met on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's actually very funny.
And she's very supportive of her
just like-
sister. She's in FIT. She goes to FIT, which is chill. She's like doing fashion stuff. It's like they're like a nice. It's like a nice thing. It's like a heartwarming situation. She like defends her sister all the time, and like
they go to
helps
events all
parties
the time.
and
It's one of those cute things where it's like, you know, when famous people bring their like family members as plus ones to things, and everyone's like
she
always charmed.
always does
Cardi
that.
does that.
Also, she's going to be on. You know how MTV's doing a new challenge, which it's like MTV people versus actual famous people.
Oh, yeah.
She is going to be on that. So I think she's going to have like a little bit of a come up because she's going to be on this show. Oh, maybe.
She's going to actually be on TV.
Well, being on TV helps with like anything. Like being on TV, it's like the goal, I guess. So she'll be on she'll compete alongside fellow Love and Hip Hop alum Daniel Gibson for Bronx Works charity. So they're doing it for charity. It's like this competition or whatever. Anyways,
oh God, I forgot how good their 360 cam was at the Grammys.
Wait, what?
And they were both in like complimentary like sequined gowns. But anyway, the point is, I was looking at her Instagram earlier, and I think it's really funny that she loves coverage about herself.
Yeah.
And there's a really great photo that she posted that's just 3 screen grabs of articles that she was recently featured in. One of them is Billboard. Hennessey Carolina talks getting physical for a good cause, and MTV is a challenge. I did it for the Bronx. Then there's a screen grab of a People article that says Cardi B supported Hennessey amid some pregnancy backlash, blah, blah. And then the other article that she quoted is Cosmopolitan, everything you need to know about Cardi B's extremely cool sister Hennessey. And she's like, tight, cool, I love it. I love the coverage, give me more coverage, even if it's an explainer.
She also posts
Embracing an explainer is very cute.
She also posts like lesbian memes, which I like. She's like she's like truly herself. You know, like you can tell she's related to Cardi. She's like doing the same thing. She's also beautiful. She's also like out there, and it's fun. Like I don't know, it's fun.
Yeah, it's just fun.
We like her. We support. We stan.
God, this meme might go to jail so I can focus on Jim properly. Okay, she's good. Let's end this episode.
We have an amazing color doing amazing Sweetie. It's like actually theater.
It really is. It's, I don't know what it is. Lindsay called it art. I'm not sure.
It's performance art. I'll say that.
It's something. It's really long. Listen to all of it. If you have trim silence set on your podcast,
turn it off.
Thing like I do.
Don't trim the silence.
You can't trim the silence because part of this is like that perfectly timed dramatic pauses.
Please don't trim the silence. What else is there? That's it. I think if you checked out our stuff in New York Magazine, thank you. That's so nice. And we appreciate if you tweeted at us like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? And maybe you'd never heard of us. We appreciate you too. If you're new to the podcast because of the New York Magazine, like stick with us. I promise we're fun and good. What else? Rate and review us on iTunes. It's not iTunes anymore.
Rate and review us on iTunes.
Apple Podcasts.
And what else? Buy New York Magazine.
That's it.
Miranda's on the cover.
Rate us on Apple Podcasts. Okay, bye. Bye.
Okay, bye.
You will dream it.
Yo, they wanna know.
Hey. Hey.
Come on.
Hey. I want to be famous.
Hi, this is a straight person, and I know that straight people don't call this phone number, this combination of numbers. So this is a straight person. I was wondering, what's the deal with architecture? Is it tall? Is it, I don't know. I'm a straight guy. I just get to stand here and, comment. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys. I'm straight. I like to listen to the Kaylee Coco feed. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
That was a HeadGum podcast.